Imagine a city, not New York, not Tokyo, not any city built by human hands, a city that is alive, a city that breathes, fights, wages war, enslaves its neighbors, and even farms its own food. A city that has been standing for decades, maybe longer than you have been alive. Now shrink yourself down, smaller than a grain of rice, and look up. The walls around you are not concrete. They are dirt, meticulously carved, held together by a glue stronger than any mortar we've ever invented. The ceiling is a maze of tunnels, each one leading to a specific purpose: a nursery, a granary, a garbage dump, a throne room. And you are standing at the entrance of the largest, most complex society on Earth that you have never truly seen. This is the life of a supercolony, a meganest. But don't call it an anthill. That's like calling Manhattan a cabin. This is a metropolis of the underground, and the creatures that run it are not just insects. They are engineers, they are farmers, they are soldiers, and they are ruthless. The queen is the heart, but she is not the brain. She is a machine, a reproductive machine that pumps out 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 eggs a day. Her body is a bloated, pale sack of purpose. She never sees the sun. She never tastes the food she produces. She exists to create. But here is the trick. She doesn't give orders. The colony doesn't have a president. It doesn't have a general. How does a city of millions make decisions without a single leader? It smells. Every ant in this city is a walking chemical factory. They leave trails, they taste the air, they touch antennae and exchange data faster than any computer. When a scout finds a pile of sugar, she doesn't run back and give a speech. She returns to the nest, and on her way she drags her abdomen on the ground. She paints a line, a highway of pheromones. Other ants smell that trail and they follow it, and they reinforce it. The more ants that walk that path, the stronger the signal becomes. The stronger the signal, the more ants join. But what happens when the food runs out? What happens when the trail goes cold? The colony has to make a choice, and it makes it through chaos, through a beautiful, terrifying system called stigmergy. It's a feedback loop. If the food is good, the trail gets stronger. If the food is gone, the trail fades. And the ants start wandering. They start looking for a new signal. And that is where the tension begins. Because a colony that cannot find food does not just get hungry, it gets desperate. And desperation in the insect world does not lead to compromise, it leads to war. You see, your city is not the only city. There is another one, 50 feet to the east, another queen, another million mouths. And they are digging. They are expanding their tunnels. They are getting closer. And when their tunnels meet yours, the pheromones change. The air fills with a new scent, an alarm. The workers stop their chores. The foragers drop their food. A wave of electricity runs through the nest. And from the deepest chambers, a different kind of ant emerges. They are bigger. Their jaws are like serrated blades. Their heads are massive, armored. These are the soldiers. They have been waiting. They have been fed. They have been bred for this single moment. The two colonies do not negotiate, they do not send ambassadors, they collide. And what follows is not a battle, it is a genocide. They lock jaws, they spray acid, they rip each other limb from limb, and the ground above you shakes with the weight of 1,000,000 tiny corpses. The winner does not just take the territory, they take the loser's children, they take the pupae, they bring them back to their own nest. And here is the part that will make you question everything you know about nature. Those captured pupae, They hatch, and they do not know they were born into an enemy colony. They are imprinted. They smell the new nest. They accept it as their own. They become slaves. They work for the very colony that killed their mother. They feed the children of their captors, and they will fight to defend them. But this is only the beginning. Because what happens when the slaves outnumber the masters? What happens when a single ant decides she is no longer a worker? She is something else. Something that could tear the entire city apart from the inside. Something that the queen never saw coming. She stops feeding the brood. She stops cleaning the tunnels. She stands still in the middle of a dark chamber, antennae twitching, and the other ants do not know what to make of her. They bump into her, they push her, they offer her food, she refuses. And then something chemical changes inside her body. Her ovaries begin to swell, her thorax shifts, her brain rewires. She is no longer a sterile worker, she is becoming a queen. But there is already a queen, and the colony can only have one. The usurper does not announce herself. She does not challenge the queen to a duel. She simply begins to lay her own eggs in secret, deep in the forgotten corners of the nest. 1 egg, then 10, then 100. And her daughters hatch not as workers, but as something else. They are smaller, faster. Their mandibles are curved inward, designed not to carry food, but to kill. These are the assassins, and they do not answer to the old queen. They move through the nest like ghosts. They find the queen's attendants. They bite them. One by one, the loyal workers fall. The queen, blind and fat, still producing eggs, does not know her guards are being replaced. Until one day, the assassins surround her. They do not attack. They simply wait. They block her food supply. They let her starve. It takes days. And when the old queen finally dies, the new queen steps over her body, and the colony does not even notice the change. Because the slaves are still working, the soldiers are still guarding, the nest is still alive. But here's the truth they never teach you in school. An ant colony is not a family, it is not a kingdom, it is a machine. And machines do not care who sits at the center, they just keep running, they keep building, they keep expanding, until the day the food runs out, until the day the rains come, until the day the ground collapses. And when that day comes, the colony does not mourn, it does not remember, it simply scatters. 1 billion tiny minds, each one blind to the whole, each one following a scent, a signal, a command that was written before they were born. And you walk over that same ground tomorrow, you kick a pebble, you sit in the grass. You never know that beneath your feet, an entire civilization rose, fought, enslaved, rebelled, and died. And you never will. Because the ant does not tell stories, she does not leave monuments, she does not write history. She just works, she just eats, she just dies. And the nest grows over her body, and the next generation chews through her remains, and the machine keeps turning. So next time you see an anthill, stop, look closer. Because somewhere down there, a war is ending, a revolution is beginning, and a single ant, no bigger than a grain of rice, is about to change everything. You just won't be there to see it.